Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ryan, and welcome to the July 2022 monthly recap video. I hope you're having an excellent day so far. My mic arm's a little squeaky right now. I don't know what to do. I do know that I should not put any WD-40 on it because I made that mistake with a boom arm once, and it just stayed in the like fully erect position all the time, and I had to get a new boom arm. So anyways, how's it going? I hope you're having an excellent day. Hey, these monthly recap videos are where I sort of give you a little bit of a peek behind the curtain into what I'm thinking, what's going on scheduling-wise, behind the scenes, creating the YouTube videos that hopefully you're watching every month, and the streams that you're checking out every once in a while. Yeah, man, this arm is really distracting me. This is the July update. Sorry, I have the burps. I asked last month if people had any questions that I can answer this month, and we have some questions. So I'm gonna answer those. You guys asked Q's. I'm gonna give you some A's later. But first, before we go anywhere, I did want to say that we hit 7,000 subscribers within the last month, and we should say a little something about that. I'm not a huge fan of like celebrating milestones, but I do think that milestones are cool when they give you, especially in like the context that makes them meaningful, and to me they're worth mentioning in that way. So here's some context for you. A year ago in July 2021, I made a video that celebrated us hitting 1,000 subscribers. So in the last year, things have been very cool. Ryan 2022. We've had some major successes in the last year. We have also, in that last year, I can think of many off the top of my head, had some failures. I mean this very honestly. I'm just as proud of the failures as I am of the successes. My whole like goal with my definition of a good day of creating YouTube and Twitch stuff is a day where I tried something new, and bad or good, I learned from it. We've done a lot of new things in the last year. We've met a lot of new people, 6,000 of you plus in the last year, and I can't wait to see where we are in a year. And specifically, I can't wait to see in what ways we have failed in a year and in what ways we've succeeded. So thank you. I just bumped my arm so hard on the desk. Thank you all for 7,000 subscribers. That's really cool. That's really cool. Okay, let's do this whole recap thing. This month's going to be a little bit different in terms of the recap too. And then we can get to the Q&A. So June, I have some notes on my screen over to the right, which is what I'm looking at. June was the story of 2 separate months, almost, within 1 month. At the beginning of the month, I was putting out 45 minutes of The Witcher 3 every day, 45 minutes to 60 minutes of Outer Wilds every day, and I think 45 minutes to an hour or an hour 15 of Inscription every day, so a series from YouTube. 3 videos, a ton of minutes every day, and now in the second half of the month, or the second half of last month, we were putting out many fewer videos. Usually just usually just The Witcher 3, 45 minutes a day. I have added some stuff back in, some other series as well. But sort of a heavy first half and then a lighter second half, and we'll talk about why that is. I had worked really, really hard to make the Outer Wilds series finale and our watch party over on Twitch, and just generally the ending of Outer Wilds. I had worked really hard to make it as good as I possibly could, and I'm really proud of that. I was working hard, but I was like within my own means. I was tired at the end of every day, but I was still functioning really well. Then some life stuff happened, some family, some stuff that just generally required my attention. Nothing that bad, but as part of that, I relearned the old lesson that I've learned like 3 or 4 times already, and I just keep forgetting, which is that for me, overworking in and of itself is not really usually a problem yet. So far, I've been blessed. As long as I'm keeping my self-care up, I can just work I can work until, my fingers are raw or whatever. That's a weird metaphor. The problem with overworking for me is when I work so hard or I commit myself to so much, and then life comes along and my heavy workload that I've agreed to has stopped me from being a good husband or a better dog dad or a good friend or whatever. So the lesson is always like, bite off less than you think you can chew, Ryan, because sometimes life's just going to deal you a shitty hand and you need to be there for people who you love. And overworking for me is only a problem when it's fun to work for me, but it's not any fun to be working when I should be there for a friend. So we learned that lesson. thankfully, I live a flexible life. It's not like I work a job where I cannot take days off. We took a break from YouTube and Twitch, and I'm really glad that I did. So it was exactly 1 day without a video going out on YouTube for the first time in 2+ years. 1 day happened where a video did not go out on YouTube. For me, it actually looked more like 4 days off because I had pre-recorded some stuff that was already set to go out. So it was around 3 to 4 days off. I still worked on one of those days. It was 3 or 4 days off, and then I also took a major week where I was doing a lot less in general and taking care of some stuff on my end of things. Everything's good. Everything's fine. I'm very lucky that I got to pay attention to that stuff. It was just, that was the story, right? It's been 2 different speeds this month. Heavy, fast, and light and slow on the second half. As a result of that break, which like I said, I'm happy I took. When I came back from that, maybe in the last 2 weeks or so, the last little bit, I sort of had an opportunity to, that sounds so businessy. Basically, when I started coming back, I was like, what do I want to do? Like, now that I'm getting back into the swing of things, where's my focus going? The answer for me was Twitch. I had a little bit of extra energy, a little bit of extra mental capacity as a result of this break. And I just saw a bunch of stuff that I'd kind of been putting off on Twitch that I wanted to get done. I wanted to make some awesome streams, and I wanted to improve some stuff on our Twitch show. And so I did that. I am kind of constantly balancing between YouTube and Twitch. They're like my two, this is a terrible metaphor. Holy shit. They're like my 2 children, and I'm constantly picking which one I love more. That's not right. I love them both. It's just that sometimes they require more of my attention one way or the other. More so for me, it's like, you'll see an opportunity on YouTube to do a blind playthrough, or you'll see an opportunity on Twitch to do a certain type of stream. And I just kind of, I'll be like 70-30 and then 70-30, 60-40, 60-40. So the last part of this month has been towards Twitch. To me, that's just really like a natural part of the process. As a content creator on the internet in 2022, I'm not just doing one platform, I'm doing multiple platforms. And one of them, you see an opportunity or you get excited about something and you just lean in a little bit and work on that a little bit harder. So what do? We made a community Minecraft server for our Twitch community and spent the last month on it together with friends. It was freaking awesome. Giving people a place to play and a place to hang out together, make memories. That was awesome. That was incredible. It continues to be incredible. I also revamped a thing that we introduced a long time ago, which is called the Wheel of Games, which is just like one of the most basic desires on our Twitch stream, or even here on our YouTube streams, as you'll see here in a little bit, is in the gaming spaces, people are like, I played this incredible game. I want this person who I enjoy watching to play the same incredible game. I want to bond over this incredible game. Wheel of Games lets people suggest what game I play, and then I play it. And that's been really cool. We revamped this and did a whole new system, and like, you know, I just poured a lot of work into it, and now we've tried it out a bunch in the last couple weeks, and it's gone really well, and I'm really happy with that. So it's just been really good to give Twitch 60 to 70% of my attention the last couple weeks. Yeah, I love streaming, and it's been really great. Will the ticker probably swing back toward YouTube at some point? Yes, it will. We'll talk more about that later too. But I normally don't do like a bigger picture like this, but I figured I should talk about it a little bit because it's been on my mind the last month. Anyways, what are the state of the playthroughs that are actually happening on the channel, you ask? I will talk about that, and I'll just kind of go rapid fire because I've talked for 9 straight minutes somehow already. So here's the deal. Outer Wilds is done. Chef's Kiss, incredible series. Inscription is done. Chef's Kiss, maybe a little bit less of a Chef's Kiss. Still a great game. It's just not in Outer Wilds because nothing ever will be again. I'll be haunted forever by the game that I loved called Outer Wilds. The Witcher is continuing. It's heating up. It's going really well. Nothing more to say there. Subnautica Below Zero, a game that I'm sure many of you have many questions about. Here's what I have to tell you. July 12th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm very sorry for the delay on this series happening. It was obviously for the best for my mental health and etc. My workload, my home life. July 12th, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The ticker swings back towards YouTube. Then a bunch of other games that we played on Twitch and will be coming out or have already come out as little series or little let's try videos here on YouTube. We played a game called NetHack from 1987, a legendary sort of like historically important in terms of video games. It like helped birth roguelikes and roguelike games. We played a couple hours of that. The videos are out now. A lot of fun. We played a game called Cloud Gardens, which is a chill, ambient gardening simulator in a post-apocalypse. Very, very chill. I loved it. A couple videos are out now by the time this video goes live. We just finished a little indie game made by one person called Katana Zero, which is incredible. It's got, I have here, perfect animations, synthwave soundtrack, dark story, super satisfying combat. I'm not a person who likes games where you slash people up or you just like leave a bunch of dead bodies on the ground around you. I fucking loved this game. We played the whole thing in like 7 to 8 hours. Those videos are coming out now. By the time this video goes live, I think a couple of those will be out. It is a beautiful game, and I would recommend watching that series if that interests you at all. So we played that. These are all games that happened on the Wheel of Games. People suggested them. They were a lot of fun. We played Frostpunk over on Twitch, and we will continue to play Frostpunk on Twitch when I get back from a little trip that I'm taking with my wife, starting in just a couple days. A trip I'm taking with my wife and family. Frostpunk will start coming out here on YouTube as well. If you've never played this game before, shout out to our comment moderator, Xander, who's been trying to get me to play this game for a long time. It gets so fucking dark so quickly. I sat down to play a couple hours, and 5 hours later, I think I like blinked for the first time and looked up from the computer screen and realized I needed to get off of the Twitch stream and go feed my dogs dinner. Like, incredible game. One of those ones where you just go down the rabbit hole and then you're like, oh my God, I forgot to breathe. My shoulders hurt. I haven't moved in hours. So that'll be coming out soon if it's not already out on the channel. By the time, no, it won't be out by the time this video goes live. So that is the status of our playthroughs. I got through all of that pretty quickly, actually. We're only at 12 minutes in. I'm proud of myself. That's generally the status. There will be other things coming out this month, I believe. But who really knows what they are? I don't actually know. I think we have our hands full with I'm going to get back from this trip, and then Subnautica Below Zero is the focus. So, yeah. Hey, you guys asked some questions either here or on Twitter, or I think those are the two places that I pulled questions from, the comments of our last channel monthly update or from Twitter. I'm going to go through them right now in the best way that I possibly can. Here's the first question. Are you currently planning on making a Let's Play of Firewatch? From Jerem Climbs. Hey, Jerem, thanks for the question. I'm going to put up a couple other questions on the screen at the same time and then answer all of them together. Cryptic says, considering how you enjoyed The Witcher 3, have you considered playing the latest CD Projekt Red game, Cyberpunk 2077? And Rohichaoji says, I see you've already played Sekiro. Do you plan to play any Souls games in the future? I'm going to answer all three of these questions and talk a little bit, too, about, like, what's going on in the backlog or, like, the future planning in the back of my head. At this point, the answer to all three of those questions is yes. I do plan on playing Firewatch. I'm always sort of going through in my head and categorizing. Like, I encountered a new game, right? X new game. And I'm thinking in my head, would this game make a better... First off, would this game make a better Twitch series or a YouTube blind series? YouTube blind series, I don't have unlimited time to make those. I have 30 to 45 minutes to an hour a day to make those things. That's not as much time as I would like it to be, especially when you're playing very long games like The Witcher 3. So I'm always questioning, like, would it be better on YouTube completely blind, pre-recorded? Would it be better on Twitch, where if the game is a little bit slower or has some beautiful places for conversation to happen, maybe it would be better on Twitch? Firewatch has been sort of both for me. I've always been like, I could do a short little blind playthrough, or I could play it with... I have a lovely member of a mod member of our Twitch community has been wanting me to play this game forever, and I know that he would love to watch me stream it. So it sort of leans towards the Twitch end of things, which is just going to be, you know, when do I decide to pull the trigger on it? When is going to be the right couple days to play it? Game like Cyberpunk 2077, on the other hand, that one goes firmly in the category of I'm not going to stream that. that will be a blind YouTube playthrough someday, probably. I have a lot of like very long RPG type, open world RPG type games, you know. Cyberpunk 2077, definitely on my list. I don't see any benefit for me personally in playing it right away. I wasn't going to play it at launch, that's for sure. And I think that worked out okay for me. But I'd love to play the game. I'm very intrigued by it. I just probably not particularly soon. Rohit Aoji said, do you plan to play any Souls games in the future? We played Sekiro very much on a whim over on Twitch. And it turned into one of my favorite Twitch games of all time. The chat freaking, our Twitch community freaking loved watching me lose my goddamn mind at Sekiro bosses. They also loved gambling those sweet, sweet Twitch points, channel points. We call them shats. To see if I could manage to beat a certain boss on a certain day or on a certain run. The Souls games are definitely planned for that. I decided to take a little break from Souls games. I'm like, you know, after Sekiro rather than just running back straight in, and Elden Ring again is a new game, and I'm probably not going to play the new game right at the launch. So, yes, I hope that those answer all three of your questions, and also gives you maybe a little bit of an idea if you ever want to recommend a game to me. The odds are, if I've encountered the name of the game before, it's floating in some kind of category of like, this would make a good blind Let's Play for YouTube. This would make a good series for Twitch. Yeah, all of those things. They're different. They're different buckets, the Twitch and YouTube thing, but they each have their strengths, right? I'm so glad that I played, for instance, a little game called Celeste over on Twitch, because it was like more important to me to share that directly in real time with people. Whereas Outer Wilds, I could have never played on Twitch. I mean, I could have, but I'm so happy I did not. And the same with Subnautica, actually. Yeah, they're just different vibes. So, hey, here's another question. Blue Kraken Gaming says, question for you. I've been loving your content and you inspired me to start my own channel. The question I have is, how do you get the sound balance so right? I'll just give you a couple. I don't have very many good tips on sound, but here's my piece of advice. You can always, on the technical end of streaming or YouTubing or video creating stuff, you can always find somebody who is a better expert than you and also a better teacher than you are a learner, if that makes sense. On the tech side of stuff, all I do is I YouTube the shit out of stuff. Usually I YouTube at least the like 2 solutions to my problem, and then I try and figure it out from there. I will say the thing you're always seeing, like if I'm playing a game on this screen, the thing that I'm always doing is looking over to the left, not to see how my face looks, but I'm looking over to the left to see how my audio bar is looking. I want my audio to be just like slightly above where the game, my audio to be slightly above where the game audio is. It's a delicate balance, but there is so much good information out there on the internet. Also, good luck with your channel. Good luck. I hope it goes well. I didn't give you any specific tips at all. The good news is there are people out there who are much better at it than I am. So I very recently accidentally fucked up the audio on a bunch of our Witcher videos coming through my mic. So, and then I finally had a good friend who gave me the exact right piece of tech, gave me the exact right link to a tech video that helped me out with my problem. So, okay, 2 more questions. Brujo says, what is your personal philosophy of life? If that's too deep, what's your favorite movie? Brujo, I can answer this a bunch of different ways, but my personal philosophy of life, like I'm the kind of person who took philosophy courses in college and I fucking loved it. I ate that shit up. I treated those classes as seriously as I possibly could because I feel deeply. I'm a person who, like, to me, this is going to sound so shitty, but like, I care a lot and I am deeply concerned that I'm moving through the world in a way that lets me sleep at night. Philosophy was a great way to engage with those questions. So we could go all like philosophical on that question. I think maybe the more down to earth answer on my personal philosophy in life is just like sort of centered around a few things. Love the people who you have with you while you still have them with you, because that's the one thing you can't get back is time with the people that you love. Make beautiful things that only you can make, or that only you can make in that way. I think that like I could go and take a bunch of lessons on how to paint better, and I'm sure that I could paint better, but that's just not a thing that I'm good at making, and that I'm meant to make, if that makes sense. And then generally to like ease the suffering of other people where you can, or to brighten their days. Two sides of the same coin. Also, my favorite movie is Magnolia by P.T. Anderson. I just love that movie. It's really good. Also, Harvey, featuring Jimmy Stewart. That was one of my grandpa's favorite movies, and I love it too. Okay, last question. Eric says on Twitter, how about some backstory on Hero and Kingsley, or maybe just a funny story about them? I have a puggle named Crichton, and I'm definitely a dog fan. This is Crichton. Crichton is freaking cute. Eric, please give Crichton a treat from me. Yeah, we have two dogs named Kingsley and Hero. Hopefully I'll put pictures of them up on the screen right now. Kingsley was actually my wife's dog right before her and I got together. So in our early days of like chatting, she had just gotten Kingsley, and I was seeing a lot of puppy dog pics. I was getting a lot of Snapchats of Kingsley. And that's 100% part of the reason we got together. Kingsley, I'll just give you guys some cool some little backstory about the two dogs. Kingsley was originally named Jingle. Both Kingsley and Hero are both rescues from a little small rescue here in Indianapolis. They were puppies when they were rescued. Kingsley was named Jingle because he was born on Christmas Day as part of a litter of pups, of boxer mix pups. And on Christmas, or in the month of December, my wife Meg still insists on calling him Jingle and says it's his birthday name or his like holiday name, which I put up with because I love my wife very much, and also I think Kingsley kind of likes it. Hero, on the other hand, I'll give you this little tidbit. Hero was named Hero from the start. Like, they had a list of H-name puppies, and we went to meet them. And Hero was named Hero, and Megan didn't like that name, and she wanted to name him Oliver, which is a great name. I know a lot of good Olivers. However, I did not let her change his name, because from the very beginning when we met Hero, it was obvious to me that Hero was the perfect name for him, because he believes that he is the protagonist of his own story. As a puppy, he was like very fearless. He still is very much that way. He like nothing outside of his world exists unless it is his brother Kingsley, who he loves very much. So he's the hero of his story and the hero of our family. So those are our dogs. Thanks so much for asking, Eric. I hope that gives you a little bit of backstory on our two pups who we love very much. Speaking of, I'm going to end this video so that I can go hang out with my dogs. Much love to you. Thanks so much for checking in for our July 2022 channel update. We hit a bunch of subs. That's awesome. We took a break. That's also good. We talked about lots of gaming fun times, and also even some more personal stuff. I hope that you enjoyed watching it. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of the videos that are coming out. For instance, there will probably be another one here in just a little bit here on the YouTube channel. Much love. Shout out as always to our Patreon supporters. You guys make this whole thing possible. Without you, I would be nothing. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.